So I had to have a sleep for about 4 hours because I was so tired, because I was really stressed because I knew I was going to have to end things with my therapist because he's not suitable for me anymore. He was great at dealing with like general stuff, but when it came to like really hardcore trauma, emotional stuff, not good. So I spoke to the centre manager last week, and it was brave of me to even go and see him, to be honest. But yeah, he didn't understand why I was so upset about someone lying to me. And that is a fundamental red flag to me, because he wasn't calling out like bad behaviours. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't seeing lying as a bad behaviour and things like that. So, well, he said in the very end, well, I do think it's bad, but I don't think we should label these things like as bad. I'm like, well, it's a fundamental mismatch and alignment between my personality and the therapist's personality, or our attachment styles, and plus it's completely different values. Like, anyone who thinks it's okay to lie, in my opinion, just brushes it aside and dismisses it, is no better really than the people who've lied to me. So, but he did reveal that he works in prisons, and afterwards I'm thinking, well, yeah, prisoners are bound to lie, aren't they? That's kind of why they're in there. Because he said, oh, some people wouldn't take lying as the same way as you do. Like, it wouldn't be that big a deal. Which makes me question my own feelings, which is really bad for a therapist to do that. But then when he said about the prison, you know, that he works with people in prison, and then I thought afterwards, oh, well, yeah, if he's dealing with prisoners, you know, they've done things that are dishonest. So, of course, they're not going to give a shite about lying that much, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're kind of like, life is usually built on lies and covering up the truth of the harm they've caused. So, yeah, and it's just not good. There's a lot of patterns in my past that he was, like, repeating. Traumatic patterns, things that weren't good for me, red flags. I'm like, the therapist is red flagging me. I even told him that because I didn't know how else to say it. I mean, I went in there with a whole bunch of notes and what I do need from a therapist, you know? So he was impressed that I was so prepared, and he did say I have a brilliant brain, which is a good thing he said about me, but I need a therapist who's really going to understand me and be on the same page as me. If he thinks lying is acceptable or downplays it for definite, then it's no good to me. I'm not interested in that. It's not helpful for my healing. And it's just like replicating the people who have done that type of thing. So that's why I left my therapist. And I'm glad I did. But, you know, it's still upsetting because I was with him for a year, because he was good at the general stuff before.